This is a video to show how to use the Pay Now with POLi button and link functionality. The first step is to log in using the credentials provided. Once you've logged in, you'll be presented with this home screen. Now there's two menu items here and here that relate to generating buttons and links. This one is with a form, which is the subject of this video, and this is one without a form, which is the subject of another video. So the first thing to do is to click into this menu item here. So this screen allows us to create new buttons and links, which we call items, and also to review previously generated items. So I'm going to imagine that we're selling widgets on our website. So I'm going to create a new item called a widget, and I'm going to give it a price. As soon as I enter a price, I get this option to allow the customer to enter a quantity, which means they'll be prompted for that quantity when they make a payment, and the system will generate a total price for that payment. I can also leave the price blank, in which case the customer will be prompted to enter a price that they're willing to pay. Okay, this section here relates to building a form. So we must have at least one form field. So I'll create one that prompts the customer for their name. And I also want another field where I'm going to ask them to enter their email address. Okay, I can have up to 8 of these fields, and any one of them can be mandatory or non-mandatory by clicking this field. The exception is the first field, which is always mandatory. Okay, and the last section here relates to the data that the merchant's going to receive when a payment is made. Now, the particulars code and reference fields appear on the bank statement, and I can choose for each of those what data to receive on my bank statement. So it's quite useful to receive the name of the item, especially if you're selling multiple items, then you're going to know what you're being paid for. On the code, I might choose to receive the customer's name. And the reference has the option of the POLi ID, which is a unique transaction reference for the payment. I could also choose the name of the item or any of the data from the fields as well. I'm happy with the POLi ID, so I'm going to save that away. Now that I've created an item called a widget, it appears on the right-hand side of the screen here. Now, if you want to edit that item, you can press this button, and virtually anything about the item can be edited. But for an example, I might want to add another field. So I'll put enter your order number here, and then I'll save that change. If at any time you want to view the form that your customer will land on when they click one of your links or one of your buttons, you can click the view button here. Now this is the form exactly as your customer will see it. If you wish, you could even enter some data into the fields, noting that there's no validation on those fields, and then proceed through to the POLi payment if you wish. Okay, we've shown how to create an item, how to edit that item and view it. By now you'll be wanting to do something practical with it, so you can click on the code button here, and this would allow us to copy the link into our clipboard. That could then be pasted into an email to a customer along with a request for a payment, or it could be embedded into an invoice and again sent to a customer. You can also click on the button code, and if we were to copy that and then paste that into our CMS, it's going to create a Pay Now with POLi button exactly like this, linked to your item. So to show you a practical example of how the solution is used, there's a mock-up on our website. Just happens to show mobile phones for sale, and each is associated with a Pay Now with POLi button. Hope you found this video useful. If you have any further questions, you can contact us by emailing support@polipay.co.nz.